Hey everybody, it's Jasmine, and today I'm bringing you guys a helpful tutorial on how to get long wearing makeup, whether that's in general or whether you are wearing a face mask. Today I'm going to give you some helpful tips to get long wearing face makeup as well as eyebrows and eyeshadow. I just thought it'd be fun to include all of those aspects because you just never know if you're going to use this maybe after COVID and you want to go to an amusement park, or maybe you want to go out on a date, or maybe you just want to have long wearing makeup. I don't know. But I hope you guys all find this video really helpful. And before I get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about the mask that I was wearing in the intro here. Now this is actually made from my mom, and as most of you guys know, I do sell some of the face masks that my mom does make on my Etsy. So this is the one that she made per my request. So I have here a black side, and then I also have a Princess Jasmine side on the back. Now this one is really great because it's double-sided, so you can wear whichever one you feel like wearing on any specific day, and it's also 3 layers, so you do get protection and you also get an elastic ear hole and you get a bendable nose piece. So super nice. And my mom slaves away at these masks every single night until 2 a.m. It's actually quite insane. So I wanted to show you guys some of the styles that my mom has made, and she has 3 different sizes. She has children's, juniors, and adult. The one that I'm wearing is adult, but I could definitely fit junior if I want something a little bit more form-fitting to my jaw, because I do have a pretty petite face. So I have this sloth one here, which has a blue backside. I have this tie-dye one here, has a green backside. I have this dinosaur one for kids. It has an orange backside, and then another sloth one that couldn't fit in the bag long way, so I had to fold it in here, but this one has a red backside. We also have so many other designs like Care Bear, as well as a bandana design. And yeah, if you guys want to shop my Etsy and my closeout sale, then definitely check there. I will have a link in the description box down below, and everything is relatively affordable. It's $10 and under. So I hope you guys all get a chance to check it out, and I do hope that my website for my press-on nails as well as some of these masks can be up and running sometime in September. I know with the fires and everything has been pushed back for me, but just thought I'd let you guys know. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. It's been so long since I sat down to film a video. I think it's been almost a week and a half. It's been so freaking crazy. Everything in my life has just been pushed back, and it has just been an insane whirlwind of emotions this past week and a half. I spent a lot of my days trying to donate as much as I can to the families who have lost their houses in the fires that are happening in California. Right now, as I'm sitting here, everything is okay. Most of the fire is contained right now, and hopefully when this video goes up, it's 100% contained. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit you guys through on how I do my makeup underneath a face mask. Now, typically on normal days, I will not wear any makeup and I will just wear my face mask. But there have been instances where I filmed a makeup tutorial and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go out and run some errands. And out of those couple of times, I think I have some very solid tips and tricks on how to keep your makeup from smudging a lot. I can't make it 100% transfer proof. There's going to be some transfer, but I feel like when you do see the transfer on the mask, you cannot see it on the face at all. You cannot see any difference. So I wanted to do my best to show you guys what I do to keep all of my makeup on my face. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you guys have a birthday you want to celebrate after work or something. I really don't know. So let's go ahead and get started with the base. Now, for my base, I have my morning routine on my skin. And if you want to see that, I have a video talking all about it, in which I will link up in the iCards above. Now, for the primer in particular, I want to go ahead and use 2. Now, typically when I want my makeup to last a really long time, I will go in with an extra layer of hydration first. So I will use some type of hydrating primer. Today, I'm using the ShopMissA Aqua Hydrating Primer. And on top of the hydrating primer, I will layer on some type of mattifying or super pore filling primer. Typically, I would use my Touch in Sol, but I actually just ran out, which is super exciting because that was a project pan. So for today, I'm using the NYX Pore Filler Primer. This one is a little bit more mattifying than the Touch in Sol, and that is going to be the key factor to having your makeup last a lot longer. This routine here can actually work for a lot of different instances as well. Maybe you're going to an amusement park, maybe you are at work and, you know, kind of taking the whole mask situation aside, this makeup will definitely last all freaking day. And I kid you not, it will last you more than 16 hours if you are not wearing a mask. And I say that because I have worn this type of makeup routine to Disneyland, to multiple theme parks, to just vacation, and I feel like this is the most foolproof type of makeup look when you are going for something that's going to be long lasting and budge proof. Now, because we are focusing on the mask portion for today, I'm going to really massage the pore filling primer into the bottom half of my face. Now, I do have a pretty small face, so a lot of the face masks that I wear typically cover everything here to my ears, and that's completely fine. For my foundation, I'm going to use my Holy Grail foundation, which is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I feel like it is so lightweight, yet it has so much coverage. So if you are thinking something really full coverage and that's super budge proof, you're thinking of probably Kat Von D Lock-It, or you're probably thinking of NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. I think those two were going to be your top budge proof, transfer proof foundations, but because I don't have either of those, I'm gonna go in with the one that I have in my collection that is the next best thing. Now, we want the foundation to be matte today, and the reason why is because it's going to be less prone to smudging. I noticed that when you have some dewier foundations, more luminous foundations, they tend to break up easier on the skin no matter what type of primer you have underneath. So that's the reason why I'm pairing a matte primer with a matte foundation. I just want to preface real quick that the Pure Love Your Selfie isn't a matte foundation. I would say it's a demi matte. Like I said, I would consider the Kat Von D or the NYX foundations to be a little bit more matte than this, but it still offers a little bit of hydration, but we are going to use a lot of powders, so that's the reason why I kind of kept it in the demi matte category, because we're gonna make it even more matte. Now, the reason why I typically don't wear makeup with my mask is because I have bangs, so all that you really see are my eyebrows and eyes at the end of the day. So this is kind of just a way for me to kind of feel like myself, because as you guys know, I love makeup because it makes me feel like the best version of myself. And although I love the way I look without makeup, there's just something about the application process and the way that I feel after everything is applied. I'm gonna go in with a matte concealer, and the only one that I own that is anywhere near super matte is the Tarte Shape Tape. I have the shade Light Medium, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply this right under the eyes. I'm not gonna take it too far down because I feel like it's a little unnecessary, especially if your mask is going to cover it. And I'm not gonna go super hard on my chin either. I'm gonna just take a little bit there just because I don't know, I always feel like my chin is always the first place to rub off, so want to avoid that as much as possible. Now, I'm actually going to have this sit on my skin for maybe a minute, and it's just going to allow the coverage to be a little bit more full. And because the Tarte Shape Tape is matte, it also does self-set, but once you add the powder on top of it, it literally will not go anywhere. So I'm going to let this sit for a little bit, and then I'm going to get some of my brow products ready, and then we will blend everything out. I'm gonna start blending on my chin here, and then I'm going to move to my forehead, and I'm gonna go in between the eyebrow area because that's the place where I feel like I need more coverage, and right on the bridge of the nose right here. I don't typically do a whole bunch of concealer on my nose in general, so I'm kind of just doing what's normal for me. And then I'm gonna move on into the eyes because I wanted the most coverage there. So if you blend it last, it's going to give you more of that coverage. I look so porcelain smooth that I have an uncanny resemblance to an egg. It's actually quite nice. So we're not quite done with the base yet because we are still working with all the liquid products. I'm going to go in with some cream contour. This is just a darker color foundation, and this is the Colourpop foundation stick. This one is dark 165N, and I'm just going to take that on the areas that I just need a little bit more definition. I don't take a whole bunch because I don't like a whole bunch of cream contour. I feel like sometimes it can look a little scary. So I'm gonna go straight in and blend. I'm not gonna wait like my concealer because I don't want this to sit in a stripe. I want to be sure I blend it all out and really diffuse the color. Now, as you see here, when I blend it out, I actually take it all on my cheek. So this is almost like a prep work for the bronzer, blush, and highlight. So it kind of adds a little bit of color underneath. So if you add the powders on top, if it transfers on your mask or if you end up, you know, rubbing or anything, you still have something there underneath that'll still give your cheeks some type of color. And then with whatever is left with that cream bronzer that's on the sponge, I'm going to take that on the nose because, as you guys know, I like putting blush on my nose, so I just want something there. Of course, you can take a cream blush and put it on now, but because I don't like cream blushes or cream highlights, I just stick to the cream bronzer. This part in the entire tutorial is the most crucial. Now I'm gonna take two different types of powders. I'm gonna take a translucent powder and I'm also gonna take a foundation powder. Now the translucent is from Colourpop. You could literally use any type of translucent powder. There's so many on the market, but I wanna highlight this foundation powder real quick. This one's by Shiseido. I have the shade 220 Linen, and this one is my ultimate budge proof powder. Like, I swear this one works so much better than all of the other loose banana powders that I have, or even the pressed banana powders that I have. This one literally locks everything in and also gives you additional coverage. So if you end up touching your face and you see a little bit of transfer, your face is still going to be full coverage. Your face is not going to look like anything transferred off. So this is going to be my saving grace in this tutorial. Now, if you don't have the Shiseido powder, you can use ones from, I think Too Faced has some. I think Maybelline has some as well. I don't know. There's just a lot from other brands that I can't think of right now, but a foundation powder is crucial. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take some of that translucent powder and I'm gonna place this under the eyes, and that's only because I wanna make sure that my face matches my face and that my under eyes are just a little lighter. I know translucent is not meant to have any color, but you know, I kind of want that place to just set in without any of my face pigment. I don't know, am I wording that correctly? I think you know what I mean. And then after I set my under eye, I'm gonna go in with my Shiseido powder, and the brush that I'm using is this triangular brush from Sigma. This is the F87, and I'm gonna go ahead and set everything, even that cream contour. And I'm going to make sure I really coat this bottom portion of my face because that is where the mask will be touching. You want to make sure you get under that jaw as well because some masks cup under here, so make sure you get that. And then with whatever is left, I usually just take that on the forehead because my bangs cover it anyway, and I don't really need a whole bunch of coverage on my forehead since my bangs don't really wipe away like a windshield wiper of my foundation. I wanted to show you guys up close what my face looked like. It does not look too dry, which is good. I still have a little bit of powder under my eyes that I did not sweep off from the translucent powder that I used. And you can go in with an extra layer of translucent powder if you want, but honestly, I think through trial and error, I think that just using the Shiseido powder is enough for me to wear underneath my mask. And if you do feel like, okay, I can use another extra layer of powder, then by all means go ahead. But for me, I think I'm okay. My brows are gonna be completely normal. We don't really need to do anything here, but if you guys want some tips on long-lasting brows, I always start with a brow pomade first, and I always start in the middle, going out, and then I go in. And that's just because you want the least amount of pigment into the beginning of your brow and the most amount of pigment towards the end of the brow. I'm just taking a little bit more extra pomade and focusing this on the outer half. And then with the spoolie, we're gonna go ahead and brush that just to blend. And the key to making your brows last a long time is brow powder. I love the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. I have the shade Ash Brown, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go ahead and use the lighter shade first. And then we are gonna do upwards strokes into the brows, and this will just mimic natural brow hairs. And boom, that's it. Very similar to the foundation routine. While we're still in the realm of long lasting, let's go ahead and do some eye primer. I'm using the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer, and I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze a little bit out on both eyes. And because this has a beige tone, I'm gonna take this all over the eyelid and up towards the brow bone to cut my brow. And this is just going to make the brow look a little bit more sharp and crisp. And then with a big fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. I find that this allows my eye primer to not be so heavy. I feel like when you blend it out, you kind of just disperse it and make it, I don't know, a lot easier for your other eyeshadows to blend on top. I'm going to use an eyeshadow palette that I don't think I've used on my channel before. I did use it for a look on Instagram, but today's palette of choice is the Storybook Cosmetics Robin Hood palette, and it's a 6-pan eyeshadow palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm a couple of months ago, and to be honest, this isn't my absolute favorite as far as formula is concerned, but I think the color scheme is really cute and it kind of matches my shirt, so that's why I chose it. To start off this eye look, we're going to do something a little bit dramatic. So I'm going to take Forest here and mix it with Merry Men.
Oh, Merry Men!
Dun, 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 dun. Aye. I'm going to watch Shrek tonight, best believe. Right after I said that, it's a Shrek night tonight. With this color, I am just patting it on my crease line. I'm not blending it just yet. I just want to make sure that this is going to adhere to that primer and last a really long time. I'm going to take a clean blending brush and we're going to take Quiver, and we're going to mix that with a little bit of Merry Men. Actually, a little bit more of Quiver. We want more Quiver than Merry Men. And I'm going to go ahead and just start blending the edge here, and this is going to allow the colors to start blending together and create a nice beautiful smoke. Just keep blending. I took a little bit of Quiver, and this is just going to blend into my skin because I'm yellow and we love having yellow as a transition. I know it's looking a little bit messy, but trust the process. I'm actually going to take a liquid eyeshadow, and these liquid eyeshadows tend to last a lot longer on the eyes. I feel like with this one in particular, this one is by Crop. These ones literally do not budge, and they don't even transfer onto your lash bands, which is kind of crazy. I wonder how they do that. But this shade in particular is Graphite, and it is kind of this like mossy, dirty green, and I want to apply that all on my eyelid. I'm gonna apply a little bit on my entire eyelid, and I'm gonna take a random small pencil brush here. You could take any brush you'd like. This one is just the one that's closest to me, and I am going to just pat it in place. And that's going to take a lot of that liquid texture away. And then I'm going to put that down and transfer to my finger to do the blending. And you really want to focus on this edge here so it's not sharp. You want to make sure it's a little bit blended. Of course, my camera stopped recording, and that's fine. We go with the flow here. So I actually took this golden shade up here, Maid Marian, and I have that on my middle finger, and I'm going to apply this right into the center of my eyelid, and then I'm going to blend that out with another finger here. And this is going to be a messy halo eye. And then with a random blending brush, I'm just going to blend the edges of the loose glitter from the gold so that it just doesn't fall out everywhere. This one here is from ShopMissA. It's their Artista eyeliner, and this is my absolute favorite. If you have not purchased this, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because I think this is a necessity. It's a brush tip, it's a colored eyeliner, it lasts for so long on the eyes. Literally the freaking best. Before I move on into lashes, let's go ahead and finish off the eyes. I'm gonna take my green eyeliner from LA Girl, and this one is in the shade Gotcha. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to literally rub it through my lower waterline, and this lasts without even me having to set it. So if you're looking for an affordable drugstore kohl liner that will not budge, look into LA Girl. I think all of their liners last such a long time on the eyes, even if you do cry. And then with a little bit of Merry Men, we are going to take that right onto the lower lash line. This is gonna go right underneath the eyeliner, just so that the eyeliner can show up on its own. And with that same brush, we're gonna take Quiver and run this right along the edge of Merry Men. And this is again just going to help blend into my skin because I'm yellow. I chose my Urban Decay Lash Freak mascara just because it's in a green tube and this look is green. So we're gonna go ahead and apply just a little bit. Now I do feel like this mascara is quite long lasting, but I don't think it's as long lasting as the Essence Lash Princess in Waterproof. That one literally will be on your eyes until the day you die. Like, it's just so budge proof and so waterproof. Even if you decide to do an oil cleanse, I feel like it's still pretty hard to rub off. My lower lashes have been so freaking long because I started doing castor oil every single night for the past 2 months now. Oh my god, like you could literally see them. It's crazy. Hold on, I need to finish applying this so I can show you because it's something that I'm just so proud of. Look, look at it. You see my lower lashes, you see them, you see them. It's just so crazy. And even when I don't have mascara and I'm looking into the mirror, into the bathroom mirror, I feel like my lashes, they go above my freaking eyelid fold, and that's so crazy. I love it here. It's a great time to be alive. You know, it's just really hard to get into castor oil because I feel like I am a person who just always forgets at night. But I think because I had my allergic reaction, it almost forced me to do it every single night. And by the way, these lashes are Colourpop Chick. I don't know. They are good on some days, and then some days they just never go with the look. And I feel like today is like it's like a meh day. I don't know how I feel. Due to my laziness, I don't feel like changing these lashes, so I'm just gonna finish up the look. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some bronzer. Today I wanna use my Fenty Beauty bronzer. I barely use this, but this is the shade Shady Biz. Remember, we already applied the Colourpop foundation stick on our cheeks, so this has a little bit more pigment than it normally would if I didn't apply that stick foundation. I feel like this color barely ever shows up on me, but today she's here. I will blend it out. I just wanted to apply it on the skin first. So after I kind of just stamp it on, I just go in and blend in circular motions, just because I feel like with bronzers, it's a little easy to disperse and make it look like you actually are sun-kissed, as opposed to a contour where it's more meant to be a shadow and be more harsh. And for the blush, I'm applying Catrice Midsummer Peach, and I'm applying that right on the apples of the cheeks. Love her. She has a nice, beautiful luminescent sheen, but she's still matte. Love it. As matte as in texture. I mean, of course it looks shimmery, but you want to keep everything on the face as matte as possible, so working with a lot of powders here. And I know not everyone is going to see your highlighter, but why not? Let's go in with one. So this one is by CoverGirl, and this is the Pearl Crush shade. And I'm going to apply it like normal, but gosh, this highlight is just so intense. I always over apply on this. If you ever over apply your highlighter, just take your blush brush and go right on top just to blend the edges. A little bit more natural, yeah. With these types of videos, you guys have probably heard time and time again about everyone talking about the Urban Decay All-Nighter. Yes, iconic, classic, we love her. But also, I feel like no one ever talks about Catrice. I love the Catrice Prime and Fine setting spray. This is their matte version. I have gone through so many bottles of this, not just the matte, but the long-lasting and the dewy. It's all amazing, it's all great, but I'm choosing matte today because, you know, we've been talking about it all day. So we want to make sure that everything stays in place, and I also feel like with this, I feel like in general, I get less transfer, and I feel like my face is less sticky. Also, random side note, I feel like when you get this setting spray onto your eyeshadow, I feel like it never messes it up either. I feel like with some setting sprays, it kind of just takes it off with some of the oils that are in there. But with the Catrice matte, no, it kind of just sets the eyeshadow too. Typically when I know I'm wearing a face mask, I just skip lip products and I just wear lip balm. So when I do my tutorials, I will just take off my lip and I will wear my face mask. But for the purpose of this video, I have two recommendations for you. Now, I have the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nakey liquid lipstick. I feel like Laura Lee makes the best liquid lipsticks as far as longevity and color. I love this one because it just matches my skin tone perfectly. It makes me feel so beautiful in it. And then the other one that I have here is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip, and this one is Sueño de Coco, and it's the I Love Saraí collab. And to pair with those liquid lipsticks, I always do a lip liner, and majority of the time it's the I Love Saraí and Colourpop Curvy lip liner. Lip liner is just great because it helps the color of the lipstick not bleed, but also it kind of acts like the cream contour that we did, where it kind of gives you that color underneath if anything transfers off. And because I haven't used it in a while, let's do the Laura Lee liquid lip. And just like that, everyone, we are completed with yet another tutorial. I try to be as informative and as talkative as possible in this tutorial, just because I feel like sometimes if you are applying, sometimes you aren't getting the full tip and trick that I'm trying to teach you all. And I also hope that you guys get a chance to check out Mama Yin's face mask. Yes, 3 layers, double-sided elastic ear bands, and bendable nose piece. Who doesn't want that? $10 and under. Love to see it. So I hope you guys all really enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye. Peace out, Girl Scouts.